Don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. Tap the notification bell and be the first to know when we drop a new video. Like and share with your fellow American patriots who love this country. And if you haven't even an American patriot, you are someone who believe and love freedom, love democracy, truth, and don't like corruption, hit the subscription button. So throughout Donald Trump's life, he has never been able to held accountable for his actions. He always able to know to deflect and gaslight, and always with the communist talk, what about? And then he will shift the conversation. But now, seem like he's about to meet his Waterloo. And from information received, and it's his vice president who is behind it. So Donald Trump is deflecting again, but this time it's not working. Once again, Donald Trump is attempting his oldest political trick in the book, deflection, under pressure, under scrutiny, under investigation, not by his Department of Justice, because you know that this is the most corrupt American administration in America in the 21st century, the most corrupt. But you have to understand that America is built on corruption, wickedness, slavery, and you can name it, genocide. But some people, America don't like to know when people talk about what they have done. If you are ashamed of what you have done in the past, then you should not have done it. And then, you put it out there and you ask for forgiveness, but they don't want to go around the people things and people must suck it up. So Donald Trump is doing what he always does, dragging Barack Obama's name into the headlines in efforts to shift the narrative and confuse the American people and the world. But here's the truth, the American people are no longer falling for it. This is one thing that unites the American people. This isn't 2016. The stakes are higher and lies are clearer and the distractions are painfully obvious. Every time Trump finds himself cornered by the consequences of his own actions, he tries to change the subject and the narrative by resurrecting tired attacks against President Obama, a man who left office years ago, yet still lives rent-free in Trump's mind, in his head, because Donald Trump wished he was everything like Barack Obama, bright, smart, well-articulated, likable. You know that the people that like Donald Trump, these are people who have low IQ, they can't think. But guess what? The jig is up. Yeah, the gig is up. America is paying attention. No amount of blame shifting or name dropping will erase the facts. The investigations, the indictment, the case, it's all on Donald Trump, and this time the distraction game isn't working. This time we see the deflection for what it really is, desperation. Donald Trump is deflecting again, but this time it's not working. He's reaching again into his playbook of distraction and deception, this time by invoking the name of President Barack Obama, making inflammatory insinuation designed to shift focus away from his own scandals. But the American people are not fooled, not even his dummies that he have over there. Not even them he can't fool this time, because they are burning huts, and he even went as far as to call him stupid. But let's be clear. The strategy is obvious and tired. When the heat turns up, when accountability is closing in, Trump reflectively points finger, especially at Obama or Joe Biden or someone in the Democratic Party, as a way to ignite partisan chaos and touch the truth. No, he's even dragging in Tulsi Gabbard. Yes, a former Democrat, now a vocal Trump supporter. And she's the DNI, Defense National Intelligence Director of National Intelligence. And she's a supporter of him, who was once on the no-fly list and is being floated as she's a Director of National Intelligence, a role that she's unqualified for, and one that reeks of political favoritism and revenge. But it doesn't stop there. Trump is not only trying to gaslight the nation, he's also keeping a tight lid on the files related to Jeffrey Epstein, a man he was undeniably close to. Despite the public's demand for transparency, Trump has made no move to release the full truth about Epstein's global web of abuse. Why not? What is he hiding? If Trump has nothing to fear, then let the American people and the world see the files. Until then, the world is right to question his motives, his alliances and his actions. Attempting to link Obama to treason while protecting individuals who have armed children is not just hypocritical, it's morally bankrupt. Donald Trump has been morally bankrupt from ever since. This time, the deflection is not working. The American people are paying attention. The world is watching, and no amount of gaslighting can cover up the stench of the truth. So, if you remember, about the Pharisees. Yeah, who were the Pharisees? Even the same people who were wearing chain crosses around their neck in the Republican Party. Most of them don't even know who were the Pharisees. But the Pharisees were a religious group in ancient Judea who claimed to be devout followers of God. Yet Jesus reportedly exposed them as frauds. Just like the Republicans now, they are frauds. Men who look holy on the outside but were corrupt, power-hungry, and spiritually dead on the inside. So, example of Pharisees' hypocrisy from the Bible. Matthew 23, verse 27 to 28. Woe to you, teachers of the law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You are like whitewashed tombs, which looks beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of bones of dead and everything unclean. They presented a clean and moral exterior, but were rotten in spirit. 2. Matthew 23, verse 13. Woe to you, teachers of law and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You shut the door of the kingdom of heaven in people's face. You yourself do not enter, nor will you let those enter who are trying to. They were gatekeepers of religion, but block others from reaching God. John 8, verse 3 to 7. When a woman caught in adultery was brought before Jesus by the Pharisees, they tried to trap him into condemning her, but Jesus says, let him who is without sin cast the first stone. They were quick to condemn others, but blind to their own wickedness. 4. Mark 7, verse 6. These people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. They speak to people today who use religious language or symbols while living in direct contradiction to God's principle. The modern Pharisees. So what kind of people protect men who violate children? The same kind of people who would protect Jeffrey Epstein. The same kind of people who would excuse abuse in the church or look away from child trafficking. The same kind of people who weaponize religion for political gain while ignoring the suffering of the innocent, the poor, and the children. They quote Bible, but refuse to live by it. They wave the flag of morality by protect the worst criminals. They are today Pharisees in suits and ties behind pulpits and political stage. Wearing a cross means nothing if you don't carry it. Protecting predators while pretending to be righteous is a spiritual treason. It's spiritual treason. As Jesus says, you cannot serve both God and money. That's Matthew 6, verse 24. Donald Trump don't even know nothing about the Bible. He don't even know the Lord's Prayer. So Donald Trump versus the commandment. A man who think God is asleep. One thing is certain, Donald Trump is not just a political figure. He has become a symbol of moral decay wrapped in false righteousness. For years he has boasted about his faith. Yes, and boasted about his faith. Waved Bibles for photo ops and claimed to be the defender of Christianity. But if we hold him against the Ten Commandments, the very laws given by God himself, we see a different picture. Let's examine 6 of the commandments he routinely ignores. You shall not bear false witness. Exodus 20, verse 16. Trump has lied thousands of times about election results, about enemies, about allies, about his own words. His entire political survival depends on deception. 2. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Exodus 20, verse 14. Admitted affairs, hush money payments to adult film stars, bragging about sexual conquest. His lifestyle has been blatantly immorality. You shall not steal. Exodus 20, verse 15. He has been accused of defrauding contractors, veterans, misusing charity funds, and even pocketing money from his own supporters for fake legal battles. 4. You shall not take the name thy Lord God in vain. Exodus 20, verse 7. Holding a Bible like a prop while ordering tear gas against peaceful protesters is not reverence, it's sacrilege. 5. Honor your father and your mother. Exodus 20, verse 12. He has insulted the memory of military parents like the Khans, mocked the sufferings of others, and showed no true honor or humility. Make fun of the disabled. 6. Thou shalt not covet. Exodus 20, verse 17. Trump obsession with wealth, power, and praise, even from dictators, reveal a man who covet everything and respects nothing. But God is not a slave. Donald Trump might think he's untouchable. He might believe his money, influence, and legal maneuvering can shield him from the consequences. But God is not human. He's not fooled by lawyers, tweets, or staged church visit. As Galatians 6:7 warns, do not be deceived. God is not mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Trump may have fooled millions, but he cannot fool God. The Bible doesn't judge by polls or political parties. It judges by truth, justice, and righteousness. And on those scales, Trump falls short dramatically. So to those who defend him while ignoring his blasphemies, his immorality, and his contempt for God's commandments, you are complicit in that deception. God is watching, and the day of reckoning will come, because God is not asleep. Have yourself a beautiful day. And we know that Donald Trump is a pathological and a notorious liar. A liar without a conscience. Peace be unto you all. And may the good Lord continue to bless the innocent, provide for the poor, and those who need his protection.